breaking news before we go into the interview because, well,
Yeah,
it's important.
yeah.
Tell us. You tell them what you just read.
Well, there was, everybody's.
Tell them.
Oh, everybody's tweeting, and twittering, and there was a report that somebody was shot outside the perimeter of the outer perimeter of RNC here. So they have several blocks. There's a five-star forum where the convention actually occurs, and then there's an inner perimeter where it's got like this 10, 12-foot fence, non-climb fence that you have to go through the mags, and then there's an exterior perimeter which is like all bollards and cement barriers and stuff like that. It means that cars have to go through checkpoints, and I think it's just outside that perimeter. Probably it looked like a park or
But
something.
there's a significant presence here. Everybody should know that. If there's folks trying to do some funny business, there is a significant law enforcement security presence here today.
Yes, and there has been, there has
Yeah.
been the whole time.
Yeah, it's significant. It's good. Everybody's got, they got their head up, they got their ears perked, and I'm not seeing a lot of complacency. They're doing a good job.
Police just shot a potential shooter around the security perimeter of the RNC. The footage here shows a heavy police presence. God keep Trump and all the RNC attendees safe from the plots of the devil. So,
And this is
coming
coming from Bahezi. George?
yeah, George.
Yeah.
Do you know him?
Yeah. Well, I know of him.
Okay, so it's
Never-
valid. Because
Yeah,
I
he's
mean,
usually legit. Yeah.
yeah.
Knife wielding suspect.
There you go. It's on the screen. It looks like it's up. All right. So that's the late breaking news. We'll keep an eye on things. We might even walk over there, but I wanted to give you the floor and tell us what you expect to see over the next few days and what you're hoping to see over the next few days.
Well, I think
Cutler.
I think we're going to start seeing the same thing we've seen we'll start seeing. That sounds kind of ridiculous. We've been seeing this message of unity, this constant, unite the tribes type of theme. Going outside what would be the normal, what you would see a quote unquote traditional audience of conservatism, and it's growing. It's getting bigger. And I've said it before. I'll say it again. I think what we're looking at this year, this election cycle, it's starting to look a lot like what we saw that Carter Reagan election cycle, where people were just absolutely fed up with the left. A lot of people left the left, came over to the right. Reagan wins in a landslide. I think we're looking at that same type of election cycle. And
I might even add to that and say it's a combination of both of his elections, because remember Reagan, well, there was an attempted assassination of him as
Yep.
well. So that couple,
Before the January 26th, the January shooting, before the election,
when was that?
You're talking about Reagan.
Reagan.
I'm
Yeah,
talking about Reagan.
No, it wasn't before the election. He was in office at the
Yeah.
time
Right.
yeah.
So he's referring to before,
Okay.
when he was
when he ran against
running
Carter.
against Carter.
And it was such a landslide. And also, if you remember, when Reagan took over from Carter, the world situation got very calm very quick. The Iranian hostages were immediately released before Reagan even took office. This is the type of situation that you have when you have an environment where where they're serious about actually leading. And Donald J. Trump is definitely serious about leading. I don't think he's ever been more serious. And the one thing that I've heard people say over and over again, is he going to make the same mistakes he's made in the past with regards to, how he runs things, the people he allows in his inner circle? I think we're doing a discredit to the man by thinking that, he is going to make those same mistakes. I don't think he's perfect by any means, but the guy does learn. And I think we need to be very supportive of him with his selection. He selected J.D. Vance as vice president. There's a lot of things that go with that. I mean, the swing states. Look at the swing states and the amount of farmers that are supporting him in those swing states. That's kind of voter insurance in the swing states. That's a big deal. The fact that he has biracial children, that doesn't matter to me, but that matters to a lot of people. So that's another smart move. Him being a veteran, and also we've got to talk about the fact that, yes, he has said some stupid things in the past, but this man has been red pilled. And if you look at the situation, what he has the opportunity to do now, he has the opportunity to be that key communicator with those people who have been unsupportive in the past and now red pill them. And he's young.
Just
So-
like Elon Musk was red pilled in the process of procuring X and then looking through all the communications and creating those Twitter files. I mean, I think it's similar kind of
Yeah, we have
analogy there.
we have to welcome people that have been red pilled. We can't be this a group of people. It's like, well, you haven't always been with me, so you can't be with me now. That's a fool's move. That's a fool's move. If somebody is willing to put their ego aside and learn new information and realize that their ideology must shift based upon the information that they have, and they're willing to go through those steps and willing to eat that humble pie, well, then we should welcome them into the tribe. Absolutely, 100%. Anything else than that is foolish.
All right, so now that the momentum's shifting in the court of public opinion to the digital ecosystem, specifically on X and other platforms that were created since the illegal 2020 election, what do you think that the other side's going to do to maintain power?
Well, okay, let's define the other side. What do you mean by the other side? Because when I think of the other side, I'm thinking globalist. Okay, I'm thinking beyond.
By the way, before he continues, if you don't know who Boone Cutler is, you probably should, because he's the co-author with General Flynn of a series of books known as Introduction to Fifth Generation Warfare. Next book is
How to Fight Artificial Intelligence.
How to Fight Artificial Intelligence, and the last one just came out a couple months ago.
Yep.
Is The Role of the Church.
Yep.
And it's a series that is essentially educating the populace on how to fight in the fifth generation warfare landscape. So, with that
With
said,
General Flynn.
With General Flynn, yeah, it's been a great journey with General Flynn being able to put these books together for people. The latest installment, Session 3, The Role of the Church, basically breaks down how to organize and mobilize 2.6 billion Christians around the world, and that's important, to really put this quote unquote demonizing, Christian nationalist narrative, demonization campaign aside, and know how to deal with that thing. Because if we're not careful, that will cause a provocation. The provocation will create negative optics. Those negative optics will turn into a campaign, and then we're going to be fighting out of a hole again. So we got to be smart about these things. But when you were talking about, what's next, what should we expect from the other side? When I say the other side, we're talking about the uniparty. We're talking about the globalists, because they're deathly afraid of Donald J. Trump seizing power, and making that type of power shift in the United States.
what's
Because
that guy's name? Yuval, what is it?
Yuval Noah Harari.
Yeah, Yuval Noah Harari. Mr. Producer, can you bring up a clip of him as we talk through this, of him recently essentially saying that it looks like President Trump is going to get reelected and it's going to totally take down the globalist agenda. So we'll keep talking, but he'll.
And the one thing you got to give Noah Harari, credit for one thing. He says what he's thinking. He's not holding back. He doesn't. He
Same
calls
thing with
it.
your buddy Klaus Schwab.
They say what they're thinking. They say what's on their mind. They're very, very clear, very, very distinct. You got to take them at their word. So if you're looking at that impact indicator, that Harari is also saying, hey, there's going to be a global shift. We're not going to be able to do business as usual. They tried to do this global reset. And if you look around the world, these populist movements have been just standing up, standing up, standing up. People do not want it. The everyday common human being walking the face of the planet just trying to feed their family is like, no, I'm not about it. I'm not going to go down that road.
Yep. Argentina rejected it. El Salvador rejected it. Hungary's rejected it.
We've all learned from history, and we do know that, when you globalize, that's really just centralizing. It's centralizing power. And now there's two things you always have to do. You have to decentralize the power, decentralize the money, because once those two things become centralized, one day we will all be, working for one rich king, controlling the world with autonomous drones and artificial intelligence. So we must always stay decentralized with money. We must always stay decentralized with power, and push the power down to its lowest level, the state level, the county level, the municipal level, and work from there. We can't centralize. It's a fool's move, and it always ends up bad.
Bringing it closer, though, I think the echelons coming in after global, then you have the leftists as a whole, then you have the party, and then you have the administration. And I was at a breakfast with Vivek Ramaswamy this morning, and he's convinced that Biden's not going to make it, and that's going to be the change. There's somebody else going to be nominated. They're going to wait for us here at RNC to get through all this, wait for all speeches, wait for the vice president, wait for all of us to have all our honeymoon after, and then they're going to go and they're going to replace Biden. And that's
Agreed. So
a guy like
begs
Vivek.
the next question.
And why wouldn't they, especially after the next debate? Let Biden draw fire. Let Biden draw fire, then pop somebody in, and then now there's no background on them. There's no head-to-head debate with Trump. So
Now, I already kind of war game that, and I have my thoughts on what's going to happen. I want to hear from either one of you.
What's your
Who
war
do you,
game?
who do you think is going to replace the dementia patient?
I think Newsom's at the top of the list.
Newsom, do you think it could be Kamala?
Well, let's think. I want to hear it from you. So, like, this is how.
Yeah, go ahead.
If it's going to be a traditional castling move, if you will, right? Moving the king and replace him, you have the FEC rules, so you got to have Kamala Harris on the ticket, or you keep Biden and you bring in maybe they try to articulate in some sort of a legal fashion. I'm already pre-bunking it, but I heard rumors that, as well as decent sources through National Files reporting, that they're trying to have Barack Obama as the VP, and they're going to place Kamala either over as governor or as a Supreme Court justice.
Because he could still serve for 2 years as president.
He can't. No,
Because I thought it was 10 years, right? You can do 10 years.
no, they're arguing that
So-
he's going to be able to be a vice president for 2 years. But the way when you read the Constitution's
Okay.
22nd Amendment, which is it limits the presidency to 2 terms, two
Right.
elected terms. Well, that coupled with the qualifications for president means that if you've already served as president for 2 terms, that means you cannot serve anymore as VP. Okay.
Okay.
They're trying to argue that because he hasn't served as VP, then he can serve as president. Excuse me, he can serve as VP even though he's served as president.
And then what happens?
And the reason, and if people ask like, well, can't you serve as VP for 2 terms and then as president? Yes, because you haven't served as president. Because if you're a vice presidential, if you're a vice president and you're serving, your role and the minimum constitutional requirement to serve as president is the same. 35, the residency requirement, natural born U.S. citizen. But once you have already, because like as a VP, you have to have the qualifications to be a president.
Right.
But because you don't have the qualifications to be the president, because you've already served twice, you can no longer try to go in as VP. Does that make sense?
Right.
So
Yeah.
they're trying to push that, is what I'm hearing.
But what
That's
about
one
Michelle? You know,
Well, her office came out through her office. She said, it's a non-starter, but we don't know. But at the end of the day, I don't think it matters. I mean, if we're going to do this
After that failed to say assassination
I
attempt,
I think they've
all their
still-
wargaming has to pivot and change.
in people's minds, they've already said this is going to happen. I don't think there are people like, well, maybe, and who will I, won't I vote for? I think in the psyche of the average American person who's involved in this, who wants to be involved in this, I think they've already made their decision, and it doesn't matter who they slide at. It doesn't. I mean, it would be. I look at it as kind of like it would be more like a. They're going to try something. They're going to see what messaging is worth. They're going to try and set up the next move down the road. But there's still a lot of room to play. I mean, there's still plenty of time on the clock. We're going to see what moves they're going to make, and there's a response for that. So what I will say to everybody out there is just remember that this is not a one move game. It's a move after move after move and a move. So you got to stay in the fight. You got to stay in the fight to your last breath, and that's what winning is called. You stay in the fight. There is no single one move where we just won. No, that's just a move. There will be other moves. And so stay in the fight, keep your mind right, and stay focused on what the goals are. And that is getting power back into this country to restore us back to our foundation. So that's where we're at. And that's what's happening globally around the world, too. We must reject this globalist agenda because it is a Marxist agenda at heart. And that's not us. We do not believe in democratic centralism. We do believe in our constitutional rights.
Vivek said all that this morning too. Disassembling the government, disassembling the whole thing.
Yep.
It was an outstanding speech this morning. He gave it at breakfast.
We're going
Good that he's making the right sounds.
and that's
We need
another
more
guy
people
who's
to
been
make the
red
right
pilled.
sounds.
Again, we get so, people just get so, I don't even want to say it, they get so rigid, and in some ways rigid becomes brittle. We gotta stay flexible. If there are people that they come around and learn new information and change the way they think, and are their behavior supports them saying that they've had that change, then we have to believe them, take them at their word. But keep an eye on them. It takes a little bit of time to get that type of confidence, but don't reject them. Don't reject them. We don't have time for that. We've got to bring as much mass into this movement as we can. Mass equals penetration, and right now we need to penetrate deep.
So you think Gavin,
On the left, yeah, Gavin. He makes sense for me.
as it is right now?
I think if I'm
let me
in
ask
there-
you this wait before you go. If it stays the way it is, do you think Trump can win California?
Yes.
If things, yeah. But if Gavin gets put, then he doesn't win California.
I honestly, I think there's I think there's cause, and I think it's reasonable to say that people have already made their decision.
Yeah.
I think it's reasonable to say. I think the election has already been done in the minds of the people of America, and the election is going to be in
When
favor
this
of Donald Trump.
when this happened, I was in the airport in Raleigh on Saturday, and the first reports came out, and we thought, what? We thought it was another, we thought it was a joke or something, because it was just so over the top. And then the TV started playing, and everybody started seeing it. And everybody in the gate area was pissed. They were mad. We were sitting next amongst a bunch of Democrats, handful of Democrats, because what are you? Who are you? What are you doing? I voted Democrat my whole life. I'm voting for Trump now. Like I said, I've voted Democrat my whole life. I'm voting for Trump. I'm tired of this.
People are using their full voice again because they've hit that pain point. And that's an impact indicator. People using their full voice. They're not whispering about what they're thinking, what they're doing, and feeling each other out. They're using their full voice with a sense of conviction. The pain point has been hit, and that is going to necessitate a change.
We're going to take a quick break, but before we do, I wanted to, during the break, we're going to go ahead and show the audience parts of the convention here at the Baird Center.
I got
And then
one more
hopefully
question
we'll walk
before
and
we go.
bump into a few folks.
I got one more question.
10 seconds.
Since Vance is now going to be the VP, who does DeWine pick as his replacement?
That's going to get funky.
They went to school together.
That's going to get funky. That's going to get
We'll
funky.
see. We can talk about that after. the
I
break.
think I think there's plenty to war game there. I think that's going to get funky. That could go bad, But I mean, if we're sitting here talking about it, other people have already thought about it, and I'm sure there's a move in play, and we've got to support that move.
All right, with that, see you on the other side. All right, let's walk.
We're on the Raiklin report.
What's the name of this break?
The Baird Center. We're at the Baird Center in Milwaukee.
My hands would crack and bleed, deep cuts and cracks every winter for years. No matter what we did, we couldn't.
What's this? StreamYard?
Yes, StreamYard. We're on Citizen Media News, Twitter. So this is the Invisible Marauder. What do we call the Invincible? What are we called?
The Deep State
The
Marauder.
deep.
I need to put my shirt on.
Deep State Marauder.
Invisible and invincible.
Yeah. So we're gonna switch to the camera because we're gonna walk through. We're gonna walk through the. So this is a convention center, Baird Center, and this is Convention Fest down here.
Got the commercial going right now.
I know on the
Raiklin right now.
on the Raiklin report. So this is coming down into the. This is like vendors. There's a couple of little museum and displays. There's a display of the Oval Office back over there.
Here. We'll go outside and swim.
Where's Boone? We're following Ivan Raiklin. He's doing a live on Ivan Raiklin report. He's got a commercial break, and we'll come back live in 10 seconds. Where's Boone?
All right, there you have it. So I'm going to flip the camera, folks, here for the Raiklin report for the last half of the show. And I just kind of want to go and show you what it's looking like over here at the RNC convention. Let's see if we can bump into anyone that we know or that know us. Let's see here. Any big name, conservative GOP influencers. And as we talk, I just wanted to see who's all here. You got American women. Okay. Women for America?
Concerned Women for America.
Women for America.
I think this is Media Row over here in this building.
They have some vendors here selling some food. People I was bumping into there in the middle. I think Criminal News Network has a stand over here somewhere across the street. I think this, yeah, here we go. Perfect.
Let's go check it out, Joe. Jersey, let's go Devils. Rangers suck. New York Rangers suck.
Hey, relax. I'm trying to get in here.
Yeah, Jackie, here's making you sure. Go.
Congressman Brockman would interview me too.
You want to do an interview about?
So you want to do a quick interview?
I'm gonna-
Just on what's going on in Congress? Just whatever's going on. We switch the camera.
Ivan, come over here. Ivan, move this way.
Can you give us an update on what you expect to see in the Congress moving forward for the last quarter of the
Well,
118th
I think
Congress?
the most significant things going on will be behind the scenes as we prepare to hit the ground running in January. You know, we have big problems as far as excessive government spending. We have big problems as far as this wokeness throughout all areas of government. Don't have to be attached, and we have to be preparing for what we're going to do with the border.
Give me the time.
Next, you know, the inflation is driven by excessive government, so I think behind the scenes, we're gonna be looking how much we have to spend in different areas of the government to get rid of this inflation.
Now, you chair one of the key subcommittees in Congress,
Right,
which is,
oversight, and on oversight, we're dealing with foreign affairs, military and the southern border. And we'll
Right.
try to have some more hearings on that committee to educate the public the size of the problem, because obviously so much of what we want to do is dependent upon getting President Trump elected. We've got to do a better job of educating the public.
now is this your district or are you just north of here?
I'm about 12 miles north.
12 miles north. So, I mean, how's it looking? What are the prospects for
Well,
us winning the House
I
again?
feel good. I mean, you heard last night the huge amount of enthusiasm for Donald Trump being show up.
Absolutely.
You know, normally you wouldn't have a president show up on Monday of a convention weekend. I think because the horrible things that happened over the weekend, he showed up with a bandaged ear, and just everybody was.
What's the sentiment in your district since that happened? Like, what's the general?
Oh, just
Max.
amazing relief. If you stop and think about it, if somebody took a shot from 150 yards away and hit the guy in the ear but not the head, how many times do you have to take a shot like that to happen? Probably hundreds, probably thousands of times before someone could duplicate something that came that close. So it really was, God was with President Trump over the weekend. And we've got to make sure
Absolutely.
now.
Because he literally, I watched it so many times. I think after the shot, the trigger was pulled, he leans slightly forward and looks over after the trigger pulled. That's the only reason why I think he survived that.
Right,
By
right.
God's
His
grace.
head was just in 2 inches different than it was. If he would have turned his head a little bit more, it would have been all.
So what's your
And-
prediction moving forward? How many seats do we pick up?
Well, I think in the
2/3 of the House?
I'm gonna guess 12 new seats. How about that?
12 new seats. All right. I'll hold you.
Well,
Got me on
the cool thing is that when the shot was fired, he went down behind the podium like he was supposed to.
Right.
Yep.
What's your social media website? Where can we donate to you? We gotta put that out.
GlenGrothman.com.
All right. Thanks, Congressman Grothman. I'll see you.
We gotta put that out there.
So, all right. Let's see.
If they're here for so okay, so guys, so
What do I
you
need?
can be here. So for future reference, this is a media only entrance.
Okay.
So I would send you to the guest entrance here. You're not
Where
allowed
is
to
it?
go on the floor here. Okay, so if you can film and stuff like that, it's gonna have to be in either in this lobby, captain people, in the lobby that's over there. That's just the guest entrance. But
How do I get to that guest
So
area?
that's just out.
Come around?
So it's on this side of his tent, so you'd exit out here and just through the guest entrance. And you can catch members off the floor and stuff like that, but I just can't have you guys.
Absolutely.
Thanks. Take care.
Thanks.
All right, let's go over here. We'll learn as we go. The rules. Okay.
Back by Jersey State Troopers.
All right.
Yeah, the
so-
little guy kicked us out.
Get with him every once in a while, particularly on that, some of the hearings that he's on. I've seen one of them so far for that subcommittee. I mean, he's moving in the right
Hey,
direction.
you're missing the bus. The women, concerned women.
Hey, hold on. Let me flip this. I have like 2 producers and I have like a handler over here telling me what to do. I normally don't have a handler on the Raiklin report, but Roger's taking control right now. It's too close. It's too zoomed in. But, oh, look at that. Patriot Mobile. If you want to change cell phone carriers, I recommend Patriot Mobile. Use my promo code, Ivan, I believe it is, for a discount.
I thought great.
Okay, let's see here.
Where's the
Media, there
guest?
we go, guest entry.
Guest entry for
Perfect.
media.
There you go.
Volunteers?
So, the weather's fantastic. We are now going to is this the Pfister?
No, the Fiserv is the next building down.
So what's
This
this?
this is the Milwaukee Panthers arena. I think this is where
The arena.
I think this is the school arena. I guess. I think.
Okay,
See where it says University of Wisconsin Milwaukee Panthers Arena,
I see it.
and then of course you can see. Look at the Coast Guard. Get the Coast Guard. Hey, turn around. Turn around. Get the Coast Guard. Coast Guard helicopters. Coast Guard helicopters.
Check this out. I see somebody here. On the Raiklin for the last 2 minutes, I would like to interview you. I think you're running for Congress in Vermont. Here. Let's see. You want to put that down
Yeah.
before I put the camera on you?
All right.
There. I'm here.
How are you on this fine day, Mr. Ivan?
Mark Coaster, running for Congress in Vermont's which district?
01. The
There's only
entire
one?
state.
What?
There is only one district.
So tell us a little bit about you and where can people watch your absolutely fantastic campaign launch video that I saw a few weeks ago?
You can find it pinned on my Twitter profile at capital C, capital M-A-R-K, capital C-O-E-S-T-E-R on Twitter. You can
So
find it.
see Mark Coaster,
Yes. Yes.
and you're a logger.
I am the logger guy.
Now that campaign video, we'll have to play that. Actually, you know what? Let's go to that Twitter account, Mr. Producer, and play that campaign video to close out the show. It's Twitter handle C, the letter C,
Capital C
and then Mark, M-A-R-K,
with a capital L
and then Coaster,
with a capital C.
C-O-E-S-T-E-R.
Exactly.
It should be the
correct?
pinned tweet, right?
Yes, I believe it's my
So-
pinned tweet.
His pinned tweet. Let's go ahead and play that for people to find out more about future Congressman Mark Coaster. Just let me know when you have that ready and we'll play that. But while we wait for that to be pulled up, tell us a little bit about Vermont and why you're running for Congress.
Well, Vermont has been sending nothing but Democrats to Washington, D.C. for 30 plus years. There were people that pulled shenanigans, changed parties. I don't believe they represent the best interests of Vermont or America. I talked to a Democrat the other day that mentioned very clearly he served 4 terms as a House rep in the state and 4 terms as a senator in the state, along with the current Congresswoman. He said she did nothing but promote herself the entire time in Congress. I see she's doing the same thing in Washington. It's most certainly not in the best interest of America nor the state of Vermont.
So we just talked to Congressman Glenn Grothman from just north of here, 12 miles, a congressman from Wisconsin. And I asked him, how many House seats do you think we're going to pick up in this next Congress? And he said 12. So it sounds like you might be one of those 12 he's referring to.
I would like to be one, yeah. Yes,
Mr. Producer,
I
play
do
that
not,
video if you
I
have
do
it.
not have a primary opponent.
Okay, we can't find the video, so we won't be able to play it. We have 2 minutes left then with you.
Go to my website. It's on YouTube, pinned in my website.
Okay.
Mark, the numeral 4, Vermont.com.
MARK.
That's correct.
Mark for Vermont with the number 4.com. All right, so with the 1 minute we have left, tell us one thing that you want to do should you get elected.
Castrate the deep state.
Ooh, I like that. When's the election?
November 5th, I
Because
believe.
you are the nominee.
Because I am the nominee. I got the
November
primary. Nobody had the courage to step up and run against me as
Well,
a Republican.
With that, Raiklin report out. See you guys tomorrow.
We'll continue
We're
live on
from
Citi-
the convention.
We'll continue live on Citizen Media News right now. Citizen Media
All right.
News.
We're done. You keep going.
Go ahead, keep going.
That's you, Citizen Media. I'm done with my report. I got to focus on my stuff.
Do you want a guided tour inside?
Yeah.
Sure.
Because we just slipped in there because we were looking impotent.
Impotent.
You know, we did this before.
So we're on the Ivan Report Extra right now. How about that? You like that?
Overtime.
Ivan Raiklin Report Overtime.
Hey guys. Wait, how do we get in though?
No, where's the guest?
Right here.
Guest entry. See the University of Milwaukee Panthers.
Hello.
Is he coming? He's coming. Are we waiting on him? He's coming. Congressman.
We gotta wait for these guys. They're there.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I got it.
It's almost like Christmas time. You go and get the food. Well, I was starting.
All right, so we are.
Real America Voice.
We know the path here.
Yeah, Ben Berkman. You
Yeah.
gotta hit them.
Victory Channel. Frank's Beach.
Oh, Zoe might be here.
Let me show you the way to
Let's
get.
go do a hit with her.
This way down here.
It's Zoe.
Look at who we have here. Behind us, something like that. Really?
Oh. It's like she was doing a live stream.
I just got here.
Look at you all snazzy.
I have to be. What? All right.
So where are you gonna interview?
I don't know. Wherever you let me know. Tell her I'm here. I guess. I don't know.
Text her and let her know. I mean, she's like that with man, and she wanted to do with the grassroots.
No, but they're too afraid to have me.
Oh,
I'm blacklisted because I'm too
She said she
ahead of the game on a lot of issues because I have way too many sources. Yeah.
When he gets out.
Yeah. Yeah. He is. He's gonna be doing a lot of media.
Max Schlapp and Kimberly.
Wait, what's her name's in there? Let me see who's all on here.
Don Jr. was in there yesterday, apparently.
What's her name? Savannah?
I don't know.
Guthrie?
Savannah
No.
Hernandez.
Oh.
Guilfoyle's in there.
No, I know Savannah. I don't know the other people.
Yes. This is it?
All right, now I need to. Here's my camera guy.
This way.
Them. Let me call him.
How are you?
Hey, relax. Don't be looking at my phone.
I'm looking at your phone.
Yeah, but you're live streaming my everybody else can get it.
I can't see your phone.
Sir. So good not having a broken leg. Oh, iHeartRadio. The Daily Signal.
In light of that, Elon Musk says he's moving SpaceX and his headquarters to
In Texas, how far is that from Dallas?
They haven't been here all day.
Who are you with?
This is outrageous.
Seattle One?
They are leaving California, deciding street crime and this new transgender school law he calls the last straw Elon Musk has
Racket man. Tony Perkins. I should have gotten a booth, I guess. Let's see what's going on. All right, so politics. Let's see.
Oh, say hello to Michelle Woodhouse.
There's an assassination attempt on President Trump. That the narrative really flips. President Trump shows up.
Yeah. Michelle Woodhouse on
laptop.
WPTF out of Raleigh. Oops.
I firmly believe that far-based Oh, you just
Emptiness. Hey, congrats, man. I heard you just moved over 2 weeks ago.
I want to talk to them when they go and have. I mean, for those like these guys that I'm talking about, time to grow it. Right. Still, they're trying to.
He's doing it the other set.
Where's that at? On the floor?
No, it's you know where turning point stuff is?
No, I just got here trying to figure things out.
It's right in front of the convention hall. We got a huge
Outside?
Yeah, we have a huge outdoor setup.
Yeah, he's always man on the street.
Oh yeah, that's what he was looking for
I
Antifa.
don't know. I couldn't take my number. Well, I don't know about that.
By the time you showed up, there was a story about a shooting outside.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with it.
No, okay.
Oh, my yard sign?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What's going on?
Just got here.
Oh, good. I just got off the set.
I just did an hour and a half.
Oh, nice.
He calls me. He texts me this morning. Call me ASAP.
Ivan,
Talk. Yeah.
introduce.
Is he here?
No. Well, after we finish, he's like, I'm going to the convention with no security. So he might actually show up.
Well, that's good.
I got a pass for him if he needs to come. I'm going to text him.
Excellent.
What? This is your show.
I know, introduce. You're hosting right now.
Roger Farina. Well, no, I don't know if you do like interviews for
You do?
independents.
Yeah,
You do?
sure, absolutely.
Go ahead.
He works for Real America's Voice.
Gotcha.
How are you?
Roger. There you go.
He's usually
Sure.
Put it on?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm out of North Carolina.
Different events.
Excellent.
So
It's your show, man.
that's exciting. Were you there last night when Trump showed up?
I was here in the studio.
Yeah,
I wasn't
yeah.
outside. We were broadcasting. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, it was epic.
Yeah, I was on the floor. It was so much fun. Where were you on Saturday?
Well, I covered about 100 Trump rallies on the road, but Brian Glenn was covering that, so I wasn't there.
Yeah.
But I covered a lot in Pennsylvania. Extraordinary circumstances, but kind of providential, right?
Yeah.
After all that's happened, so. It looks like the air's clearing and he can finally run for president.
Yeah.
It's like,
No.
some good news in the legal system.
We were talking about what's going to happen on the other side.
Yeah.
And even Vivek Ramaswamy was a speaker at our breakfast this morning and
Yeah.
actually mentioned that Biden's not going to make it to November. What do you say to that?
I don't think he's going to make it till November. There's no way. I mean, we're just waiting for the next speech to be flubbed. I mean, he looks better than he did during the debate. I don't know what kind of booty juice cocktails they're giving him.
Right.
Vitamin B, Adderall, Ritalin, who knows? But I got to say that, excuse me, it's like a time bomb ticking with him. So, the Democrats have painted themselves into a corner here. Where else do they go? They can't do the hatred and the vitriol and calling Trump Hitler and Mussolini
Right.
and Kim Jong-un all the time. They can't do that anymore. They're losing all their legal battles to try to persecute Trump and the weaponization of government against him, political persecution of the leading opposition candidate. That's all going to pot. I don't even think that sentencing is going to happen now for Trump in New York City
Yeah.
with the immunity decision and everything that's transpired. So, where do they go from here? Do they throw up their hands or they pull a black swan event, right? Who
Right.
knows? I'm worried because there's still a deep state element out there that doesn't want Trump in because they know he's going to clean house in certain agencies and stuff like that. But listen, this is Trump's to lose at this point. He's got the momentum. He's probably ahead 5-10 points across the board of where he was in 2020 at this point. There's a little bit more eyes on the electoral processes in these states, a little bit more vigilance. They're going to have to do a lot to win this, the Democrats. I don't see it.
What do you think about the verbiage on the right about the Nazi, fascist, the bullseye, and that's always figurative. But on the left, when he stood up and went fight, 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 they take that literal. What do you think the difference between the figurative and the literal dynamic between the left and the right?
The difference is, I've covered about 100 Trump rallies in 5.5 years across 35 to 40 states with Real America's Voice News. And, these people are great people who come to these rallies. MAGA is just common sense. They're the small business person. People are tired of being told they're the bad people for being the good people.
Right.
The people who open the gates for their crews every morning are the forgotten men and women. You go to the town, they treat you like crap. You go to the state, you get nothing unless you're an illegal. And the feds, they just care about the retirements, and the big bureaucratic progressive, system. So, these people are the good people. They never ask for anything. They're God-fearing people. They're not radicalized. They're not far-right people. These people just want to have the government leave them alone. It's the left that have the activists. It's Antifa that even attack their own, like Andy Ngo. They don't even know who they're attacking. So, listen, this is where the hatred and the vitriol come from. It's not from the right.
Right.
It just isn't.
How do you, I'm a small journalist, a
Yeah.
citizen journalist. What can you say about the citizen journalists that are out there pounding? I started this because I was very angry because I didn't think my voice was being heard in support of Donald Trump. I'm from New York.
Yeah.
Okay, I grew up.
Long Island.
Yeah, that's where I'm from.
Yeah.
Remember when we were kids and how he embarrassed Ed Koch with
Yeah.
the wall, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right. Remember that? And I've been a fan of his ever since.
Yeah.
And I just felt my voice wasn't being heard, so I started I call it my media empire. But what kind of recommendations with your background to give to guys like me that are starting out with their podcasting?
Listen, this whole dynamic has been changed. The MSM doesn't have the power that they once had. This isn't the families gathering around Walter Cronkite anymore, even though that was manipulated a little bit. But today's MSM are just really activists for the left. And there's so many independent sources because of guys like you and because of Voices, Real America's Voice News. The truth is out. The truth can't be bottled. The lies can't. It's out of the bottle. The genie's out of the bottle.
Right.
So, and until the mainstream media starts acting responsibly, I think that more and more individuals are going to have the power, especially with the social media platforms. I would just recommend that, keep it up and keep posting and telling the truth because, we're not making up the news. We're talking to people who can't feed their families. We're talking to people in New York City where 37,000 New Yorkers have been assaulted on the street this year between misdemeanor and felony assaults. 900 women have been raped since January. So they can say murders and shootings are down, but they can't really cover up the crime, the heinous stuff going on. The Dominicans up in Harlem, where Trump was. I was in bed with the Trump team up there. 1,000 Dominicans jumping up and down for Trump. And that district in the South Bronx, where Trump came for the Bronx rally, we were there. And there were 8,000 Dominicans and black people and Hispanics out there for Donald Trump, just from that demographic. And that district, that 42nd precinct up there, had a 41% increase in burglaries since January, a 20% increase in felony assaults since January. And they can't bury the truth anymore because Hispanics and blacks who are citizens citizens of the United States who are emigrated here legally can't go to the store without getting mugged, and you go to the food pantry at 4 a.m. and there's a line of illegals waiting to get the food. So this, I don't know if there's any going back at this point. I think, and this is partially responsible for guys like you who get the truth out. Everyone can see the truth now.
Well, coming from Long Island,
Yeah.
you go to the city a lot. You go to the plays and stuff like that. When we were kids, you see some of the bad stuff, but it would be down the alleyways or in an alcove of a store.
Exactly right.
One of the times I was home in the last few months, okay, on the corner below Empire State Building is right there. On the corner, Empire State Building, 3 guys sitting there shooting up heroin on the street corner, out in the open.
Well, I have 2 kids who live in Manhattan, one in the Upper West Side, one in Soho. And Soho is like the richest neighborhood in New York City.
Right.
And somebody, a 31-year-old sneaker executive, gets shot and killed coming home from a night out with his friends last week.
Really?
2 people were killed in Tompkins Square Park, on the Lower East Side. It's disaster.
Right.
So the crimes are heinous and they're unpredictable. When I was a kid, my father used to take me down Jerome Avenue to see the poverty on the way to Yankee Stadium.
Right.
He used to go to Yankee Stadium and he had the squeegee guys.
The Bowery,
On the bridges.
Hell's
It was kind
Kitchen.
of like a tourist event. He was like, oh, let's go see the squeegee guys, And it was dangerous in the 70s. But Giuliani lowered the murders from 2,000 murders to 300 murders a year, less than 300 murders a year. But he also had the quality of life, broken windows campaign. He had community policing. He lowered the crime on the subway. Guys jumping the turnstiles may have been wanted for felonies and other violent crimes, and they took the crime off the street. And you had 33,000 people in Rikers Island. Now you got 6,000 to 8,000. Nobody's going to jail. The George Soros funded colors have changed. DAs are not punishing the criminals.
Accountability, that's the term.
It's
Growing up in the military,
Yeah.
I signed up out of Hempstead.
Oh, wow.
Accountability,
serving.
so going back to politics real quick, we had talked about Biden's not going to make it till November.
Yeah.
Who replaces him?
Listen, it's late in the game. There's only 3 or 4 months to go here. I always envision Michelle Obama stepping in. She does want to be president. She had 2 books, just like Obama, she wrote before he ran. She has a get out the vote effort, just like Obama did. The convention is in Chicago, her home city. She's a radical, leftist, progressive, Marxist activist whose mentor was Bernardine Dohrn, The Politics of Fear, and Saul Alinsky's Rules for Radicals. Her first job was for Valerie Jarrett in Mayor Daley's office. I think she wants it. She's on the cover of 150 magazines. They never put Melania on the cover. So, I don't buy it that she doesn't want it. I don't know. It might be too late now to do that. But I don't put anything past them because this convention is such a home run. You have a Democratic union leader,
that's right.
1.3 million employees of the Teamsters, who's a Democrat, and said, but my members are voting Republican, And I don't know if they could put this, if the Democrats can fix this. So I'm predicting their convention go one of 2 ways. Either they put somebody like Michelle Obama in there, or they're going to have the most patriotic Democratic convention where you actually see an American flag. The last convention, I didn't see any American flags. I think it was in Philly, but maybe that was the time before. But, these people, like, all of a sudden we're going to be patriotic because they're going to try to, keep that element from leaving the Democratic vote. And I think it's all Band-Aids at this point. They're in panic mode. They got nowhere to go. Trump's been resilient. Providence has reigned here. Trump has been exonerated on all levels and surviving this incredible attack. I think it's
Kamala?
run away.
No?
Well, she can't beat Trump.
Gotta have you wrap it up.
Oh, okay.
She can't beat Trump,
Okay.
So,
Well, we told you we got to stop.
all right. Good,
Thank you.
good. Thank you.
What's your website?
You can follow me at Dave Zier, Davezere on X, at David Zier and all the other platforms.
Yes. Thanks. It was nice meeting you.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Appreciate it.
And let's read them. Amanda.
You almost done or not?
Oh. That's what happens. Pretty cool, huh? Who else are we gonna go see?
Is there any joy?
Next time, Sean Gallagher. Who is it? He's the assistant Capitol Police Chief right now.
Oh.
He's the guy that needs to be really scrutinized. He's got dirt. Read the Blaze story that Steve Baker did on him. That guy is totally ruthlessly criminal thug, and he's willing, ready, and able to use his corrupt actions to escalate against others. So I'm trying to bait them to come after me, which gives me the reason and impetus to respond in kind.
Gotcha. Okay.
Eye for an eye,
Thanks, Lisa.
tooth for a tooth. Do upon your neighbor as they do unto you.
Yes.
Now it's my turn because they've already done unto me. See you, John.
Away in.
Another brick in the wall. We don't. Got a second to kick it in? Oh, you're in that position. Good. Keep brushing.
How are you?
We
Good seeing you're safe.
need no education. Let's see what's going on over here.
We're gonna have known each other for too many years.
Yeah.
Have y'all been friends before you see what
Yeah, well, yeah.
Let's see here.
Because if you're,
59:45.
okay, if Tommy's not here, you want to hop in and talk?
Let me know if you guys want to interview me later. I've never been on Sirius. It's because I'm too spicy for them. Oh, this politics. Mark K. Wait, Mark K might have him. I think he's got courage. Right?
Now, keep in mind, Kamala Harris is also a lawyer. Okay, I got it. Okay, it's going to be
keep a straight face. I've heard all day.
it's going to be a great debate, though. I mean, JD Vance versus Kamala Harris.
You know, when you have a name like that, former Republican family. Not the congressman, is it?
Nope, radio host.
Good.
Yes.
You're a little better.
Oh, not that Mike Gallagher, right? Yeah,
Is that you, sir?
no, Mike Gallagher's right there.
With an hat or?
No,
Yep.
no, the other guy. Yeah.
This guy? Okay.
Yes.
Hi, how you doing? How are you? Good to see you.
How are you?
Hey, how you been?
Good.
It's been a while, man. I didn't realize you wore cowboy hats now.
South Carolina, I've spent years there, yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
You
it's
guys
okay,
are,
we're just chatting, good to see
you
you.
guys are
I'm Mike.
busy. Ivan,
Hi,
Raiklin,
Ivan. Nice
the
to see
deep
you.
state marauder.
Yeah, I recognize you, good to see you. How you doing?
Is Zoe here?
Zoe.
Yeah, hey, get this.
Okay.
Is Zoe here? Are you with National Poison Radio?
We're about to go on the air, so I appreciate you doing a bit, but we're going live right now.
Okay, great. Is Zoe here?
No,
She's not. Okay.
no.
She was the one that got me all the,
All right.
remember, video views, like a 10 million viewed video on X.
Congratulations, that's amazing.
Because she confronted me over at the weaponization committee hearing
No idea
afterwards.
what you're talking about.
My name's Ivan Raiklin.
Okay, pleasure. Michael.
Michael?
Yep.
Good to meet you. You're based out of Milwaukee,
No, sir. Washington,
Washington State,
DC.
DC.
Yeah,
Yeah, so ask her.
sure. I'm not.
You don't need to be uncomfortable.
I'm not uncomfortable. I don't know who you're talking about.
Zoe Chase.
Okay, I'm not familiar with the incident.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I read.
It wasn't a good look for your organization.
Oh, it's not a bit. I mean, we're talking to everybody. We're here, you know. You're here on Media Row,
I
and we're just.
appreciate what you're doing, fellas.
Thank you.
Had I known, I would have played along. I swear to God.
Okay. I mean, it looks like you're in good faith, don't know, and I'll respect that.
Yeah.
And I won't disrupt you then. Appreciate
it.
it. You think that's plausible?
What? That he doesn't know Zoe?
Yeah.
NPR's huge, right?
Yeah, it's true. I'll take him for his word.
Let's go to the left.
Say that was a good.
Let's go left. Newsmax.
Who's all here?
Let's go this way.
Who's good?
I don't know who that is.
I think that's probably Matt, right?
I think they'll probably refill it for us.
Oh, nothing but commies. Local. You get this?
Yeah.
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 Commies, okay. Newsvax. All right, the truth.
Yeah.
Sure?
We're positive.
Positive.
Absolutely. Positively.
Ivan Raiklin, the deep state marauder.
Okay.
Ken Harris, Secretary of Retribution.
Hey.
Where you from? Good haircut. Northern Virginia. Northern Virginia.
I can.
Ma'am?
Liz Brown. Pleasure.
Hello, Brandon. Can you hear me?
Hey.
Your local radio here in Milwaukee?
Yes.
I like it. I'm gonna try it.
That way you don't get accused of anything.
Right? Try that.
But the look is there.
Your tie?
It is.
Hey, that's powerful.
So where are you all based at?
Right here.
Oh, local. Okay.
Oh.
What kind of scoop you trying to get?
Depends on what you have. Hit him next. We about to
Close
check
it
out.
out right now.
Okay, I'm
So
gonna tell you
that's
this.
the one that got.
I'm the subject matter expert on the deep state by name,
Mm.
date, place, and transgression by section, division, department, and cabinet level within our federal government.
You should be talking.
And
You'll be able to reward.
here locally.
This is the guy.
Oh,
you talked to.
absolutely.
My show is on from 9 a.m. until noon.
I just did an hour and a half with, I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna see the reaction. Alex Jones, and I'm about to go on Bongino or with Rumble at 4:30.
Jones around too?
Yeah.
He might be showing up because I just did an hour and a half with him. He's like,
He's
I'm gonna show up.
He's not here.
No, he's still he's in Austin right now in the studio, but he might just the way he reacted at the end of our interview, he said, I'm just gonna go without my security. And if you know Alex, it's like with him, it's like boom, just go.
He should be here Thursday.
He might be he might be showing up. He might already be landing.
Hopefully he got his creds already, 'cause otherwise he ain't getting in here.
I got it.
Man.
No,
He ain't getting in here.
I got him.
Are you a delegate?
No. I'm just a guest.
You around?
Yeah, 9:00.
If not,
Hey, was that Lauren? Is that Lauren Ball?
Yeah, Lauren.
Yeah, we definitely need you.
Lauren,
All right, we leave.
keep crushing it.
All right, we got 60 seconds. Tory Lowe Show live from the RNC. Elizabeth Brown.
Hey,
Yeah.
look here, powerful.
Powerful
Nation.
demonstration.
When I tell you that, ain't no better time than the present to change your mind and change your life. Right now, we about that action. We at the RNC. We outside.
Hey, look, I think we put it on these front lines. As usual, we got a lot of work to do.
Hey, as always.
All right, DJ Brother Z.
Does not treat Milwaukee as we think we should.
Hey, look, Tory Lowe Show live from RNC. We having a great time. Wish y'all was here.
Yes,
Hey,
we love you.
Love you. Be safe. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Dr. Kate Harris up next. Thank you.
Okay, it's gonna be a spicy energy.
Why do I know?
But I keep it clean because being a lawyer.
Why do I know the name?
We are.
I don't know. Are you from North Carolina?
No, but I know
I
the
keep
name.
it clean. I have my own show where we keep it clean, but if I'm on a podcast where it goes, like
So,
you heard
this
the
is
Hodge
the number to
twins.
get him on?
You heard the Hodge twins?
No.
Yeah.
Are they on YouTube? I think.
The House Twins, yeah.
Yeah,
The Hodge
I'm
twins.
I'm the only one that they censored.
Oh, so we definitely want you. Truth Nation, we definitely need. We need.
Yeah.
You. Yeah, we need you.
I'll tell you who censored me. I'll tell you the names of the individuals at the FBI in headquarters, at San Francisco field office, and within Twitter that did the censorship industrial complex.
All right.
Saying
If you're available.
9 o'clock.
I'm 9 to noon.
Joe and Hughes, Ivan, Raiklin. I'm also known as the Deep State Marauder.
You have it here.
I got
I got an iPhone or an Android.
I got it. I'll go with the iPhone.
Here, I'll give you one of my cards too. So you can.
You came in smooth today.
Here's one of my cards. You can get me through him.
That's clean. That's this morning.
That look good for the convention.
Yeah, I was slipping.
Just take a
I
take.
work was,
Oh,
it's yesterday's.
Oh, it's a dot. Is it a dot?
got all my information.
So damn, you're making me look bad. I like that. I respect that
Make it
game.
easy. So
This guy's got some games.
even
Hey, don't be.
some of my radio too.
I don't care about your phone, Ivan.
No, I don't want to dox him.
By all means.
Out of respect.
You will see my political affiliation. So we are African American Theme Talk Radio here in local Milwaukee.
I'm the lightest skin.
Local.
I'm light skinned.
You good. Talk about local things, talk about politics. Obviously, we're talking about the presidential race because Wisconsin's a battleground state.
It is.
Milwaukee is crucial. And there's been a lot of courting.
If you're going to be doing a conventional style election, I'm not so sure it's going to be a conventional election this November.
I would appreciate if it was because I want our folks to be able to trust it. And right now, we're having
No,
some issues.
I will guarantee trust the way I do it. 100% guarantee.
All right,
But I'll save that for tomorrow.
you save it.
It's the most peaceful, patriotic, legal, moral, and ethical path forward. Seriously.
I'm looking forward to hearing about it.
Not a single COVID shot fired.
Fair enough. We didn't even talk about that too.
Ivan Raiklin, the Raiklin Report, overtime.
Okay. That's gonna be a fun interview. I need that recorded.
You bust everybody's chops, huh? Huh?
Just gotta keep it fun. Phone news. Look at this. We got phone news here in the corner. Oh, it's in this whole space.
Fox News.
Hey, John, see,
John Left.
see,
See, how long you been with these guys?
I'm with my own firm. I just did an interview. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I'm not gonna berate you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You local?
Actually, Phoenix, yeah. So it's coming, yeah. Came through Chicago.
I'm in Laconia. Yeah, I flew into Chicago, drove here.
I flew actually. Yeah. Well, I should have driven. Flight was early.
No, I ended up driving.
Nice.
So what you got? What kind of firm?
It's a political consulting firm to grassroots stores. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Your neighbors. Where are you based at? Old Town?
Yeah. Right at the bottom of
Duke?
Duke Street.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the other side of Duke, so right, Little River.
Oh yeah.
Turns out, you know that Home Depot is
I
on
know
the end.
exactly where that is. I've been
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
I go there a lot. 'Cause I'm like 4 blocks.
Nice. Yeah. No, I live at Duke and Fort Wayne Parkway, that intersection. But yeah, the office is down by the river. All right. Yeah. Let's stay in touch. All right. Yeah.
John, yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you. Oh, Steve Gruber over here. Steve Gruber. I don't think I've ever been on your show, have I?
Are you pissed off or something? Mad at me?
No. It's just I do all these other shows and I never get around to doing yours.
Well, you need to
But I've
speak
always
to the
wanted to.
Well, then there you go. Speak
He
to the
just
lady.
said, do I want to? Retired
How are you?
Lieutenant Colonel, Green Beret, constitutional lawyer, deep state marauder. If you've been watching X lately, I've been tearing it up. Tens of millions of views. I just did Hodge Twins. You heard of them?
No.
Oh, wow. Different space.
I'm totally out of my X on X.
Ten-
I'm totally out of
10
my
million
element.
views on my
I'm out of
last one.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty good. So, and National Poison Radio reporter came up to me after the weaponization committee hearing.
Still poison. I like that.
And so she's like asking me questions. I'm like, oh, slow down. This is how it's going to work. I'm going to explain to you through you. I'm going to make a message to the entire deep state and I'll list them by name. Name, date, place, and transgression. Would it be fair to say I'm probably a country subject matter expert down to the pixel level of who the deep state is?
All right.
You heard of Mike Benz probably because he
Okay.
did Tucker Carlson.
Yeah.
So if you want the master's class, you take his course.
All right.
If you want the PhD level, you come talk to me.
Yeah, I see Mike all the time. Yeah, I'm,
So yeah, that's it.
You've testified in front of Congress, right?
Who?
You've been in front of Congress, correct?
I testified in Arizona
Right.
before a joint session legislative, but Congress, I talk to those guys all the time, give them advice and all that. On path forward.
Who's the
And
most dangerous person?
Who's the most dangerous person to
In the
whom?
deep state.
To the deep state?
In the deep state.
Oh,
To
in
me.
the. Who's the most dangerous?
I mean, Alejandro Mayorkas in charge of Secret Service and.
I'd say
border.
take a look at my deep state target list that I published.
All right.
I got a little over 350 individuals by category, and we can run through them on the
I'd do
program.
that. I'd do that. I know, period.
Oh, yeah.
I'd do that.
How can I get to you? Phone number?
Info at phone number since I'm here. Like,
Oh.
it's not here, so.
A lot of them. He's giving some information. So
We're early.
In the mornings, but we can tape you too.
That's fine.
We're early.
We're live.
My first one's at 9.
We're here at 5 a.m.
To 8 a.m.
See, we're normally 6 to 9 Eastern, but we're in
How
Central.
about we go to how about can we do a 7 o'clock? Or how long do you want to go? Because I can literally.
Well, if we
My
did it-
short one is about obviously as short as you want.
right.
But if you want
short one's just 4 hours.
my short version is about an hour.
Yeah.
If you want like an average run time, because you're going to ask the same questions that I've been asked so many times, because I've been doing this so much, 3 hours. I can do the whole show if you want me to do it.
Well, that wouldn't work this week, but it would work in the future.
But I'll incorporate it to everything going on here. Because I'll incorporate who in the deep state is actually behind the entire
problem,
op from 2014.
Our challenge is we
that
already have
applies to
people
this.
lined up that are
Okay.
scheduled, but
I'm just pitching to see
no,
if
I
it
no,
was,
I understand.
it was open.
No, there's an interest, but what we should do is
Do an opening.
we can do
Now.
a tease 9 minutes. Well, you can do in 9 minutes.
Perfect.
If we can figure it in 9 minutes sometime this week, if you've got it.
I can get 9.
Do 9 minutes and then
And then we'll lay the groundwork for the
get the
future.
droplets down there. Right? Be like, ooh.
Homework now, and then next.
You know how it works.
Yeah, exactly.
Spell your last name.
He will talk.
I mean,
He will talk the entire time
Who
for
is
3
the
hours.
master of the cliffhanger? Who's the master of the cliffhanger? Donald J. Trump.
Yeah.
You
Ivan
know, wait.
Raiklin, 202.
We'll tell you after break.
Thanks there, Donald. He's giving.
Yang.
I don't know. I don't. I think his phone number is accessible, but I
We're
don't.
based out of. You said where?
We're based out of Michigan.
Michigan. Oh, so not too far.
Michigan.
I've been up there a couple of times doing that stuff.
Yeah, we're in Michigan.
So that's kind of behind the scenes how scheduling works.
Electoral votes that were handed out. It's not this election cycle is 15 because you have lost one. I'm saying in 2020 when you had 16, your good legislative body.
Pleasure to meet you.
Said,
Stuff like
yeah.
that. But I will get with you very shortly.
Your name?
That's me too. That's me too.
I'm gonna send you a text right now and explain who I am, and then we'll go back and forth.
Sarah and Ivy.
Okay.
Ivan.
Ivan, Ivy.
Not bad. Not a bad name. That's good. I like what you're doing.
Really appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Keep crushing it.
Steve,
Get the
it was
truth.
nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you. Keep the faith.
Yes.
Anthony's my
Always.
body man.
Gotcha.
How's it going?
Keep it safe.
Yeah.
And then there was MTD News. How you been? Hey,
How are you?
well, look at you all.
Good to see you, man. How are you? What's your name one more time?
Ivan Raiklin, the Deep State Marauder.
Yes.
According to your colleagues, Raw Sewage, you know them? Raw Story.
Okay.
You heard of them? Yeah, it's a garbage left wing outfit. They were doing attack pieces on y'all recently.
Oh, no kidding.
And then all of a sudden,
They've never had a
assassination fails.
Yeah. So where are you based out of? I keep seeing you all over.
Alexandria, Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're in the DC area.
Yeah, but I see you like at all these events, and then
I see you.
in California.
You follow me.
Okay, yeah, that's probably it.
I dabble.
Yeah.
I dabble.
Are you here till Thursday?
Yeah, you want to interview me sometime?
I'll have to schedule with the producer. We're like super booked out for the
Yeah, that's
day,
fine.
but, this is our
I'm here
great.
through Thursday, basically just doing
Another Grace.
Yeah.
Was there another one, Grace, over there?
You guys made a bunch of Gracies?
I think so. All right.
Yeah, so I can set the path forward on how we guarantee an election. It's going to be a conventional style.
Well, I think we've been through all of Media Row here, so I think I'm going to call it quits. Citizen Media News. I hope you enjoyed our tour of Media Row. You got to spend some time with it. With Deep State Marauder, Ivan Raiklin, seeing how he does things. So how we schedule talent.
You just have under our
Hope you enjoyed it.
the state legislatures vote.